Hi everyone. This is a very exciting video, especially for those that do the payroll for an agency. We have released a new feature as of this morning, and it's probably the most significant update we've made on commission processing ever. So what we've done is we've added what we're calling the commission stripper. So those of you that have used the stripper to import bookings with certain suppliers, it's similar to that, but for processing commission statements that you get from a supplier. So before we get into that, I just want to briefly touch on kind of the old process just so you can kind of compare the two ways side by side. So originally, if you received a statement from a supplier, and I know they all look different, but here's one that I just made up for a go-go group. Typically that's going to be a Excel spreadsheet, and there's going to be a list here showing you all of the commission that you have received for this particular group. And so what you would have to do is you would have to go to your utilities and to the agent commission utility, and then you would run basically like a report. So you would query by, in most cases, travel date, and I don't remember exactly when these people travel, but let's just say it's sometime in September. I know that. So we'll just leave it like this, and then you're going to filter by supplier. So we're going to look for just GoGo, and we're going to click submit. So what you'd have to do is you'd kind of have to search for each one of these bookings. So 112233. So we'd say Control F, and that would take us here, and then we would have to look at how much was paid, 1468.25, which is here, and we'd have to put in the date it was received by the agency and the date it will be paid to the agent, and then you could copy from expected for this, and then you'd have to do the same thing for the next one, 112234. Change my search, and then I would have to do that. Now the last one in this case isn't in here, so when I would fill out those first two, I would save the changes, and that would mark those two as paid. However, then there's that other one that I couldn't find in the system, and maybe you took some extra time to search for this person by name and verify that this booking isn't entered in there. That typically means the agent needs to go back in and enter the reservation for that client. But if you verify that has not been done, then you would have to go in and go into your unclaimed commission and add it here. And then that way you can keep track of commission that has been received by the agency but has not been entered by the agent, so you can't pay the agent. So it's kind of a two-step process and somewhat lengthy. So now we have the stripper, so that's used with this button here. So all you will need to do is click upload commission statement, and then you select the supplier that you need to use. So you can see this list here. This is obviously not every supplier that every agency uses that uses VCRM. Basically, we've had to go through and program the system how to teach it what each supplier's commission statements look like, and that includes in some cases multiples for different or for the same supplier. For example, GoGo, for their FIT bookings, it's a PDF. For their groups, it's a spreadsheet. So we've had to go through, and in order for us to do that, we need agencies to send us examples of commission statements that they have actually received. And we've had a few agencies that have been kind enough to share tons of examples with us. So if you use a supplier frequently that is not on this list and you want them added, the best thing you can do is you can send me or to send at help@vacationcrm.com examples from that supplier of real commission statements you've received, and I won't share them with anyone. It'll be all internal just for testing purposes, and then we'll delete it all. But we need real examples so we can kind of program the system what those formats look like. So anyway, this one, like I mentioned, this is a GoGo group booking. So I'm going to select GoGo here. And because GoGo uses either a PDF or a spreadsheet, it's going to be upload. In some cases, like I know Disney uses just like a text attachment, like a notepad attachment. You will it'll say paste commission, I believe. So it'll give you a spot to actually paste it, but since this is a spreadsheet, we're just going to click upload. We will have saved it somewhere on your computer, so I have that saved here, so I'm going to click this, and now it's going to process it. And now keep in mind, suppliers will change the formats of these, so you still need to check each one to make sure everything is accurate. Don't just trust that it's good and click submit, because I don't want you to accidentally pay someone, $500 more than you should. But there are some kind of safeguards. So for example, GoGo shows twice the total amount, 2367 here. And then on this screen, if you scroll down, it will show the total for everything it's added there. So make sure those match up first. I don't know if every supplier will show you a total, but you can probably add it up, especially if it's in a spreadsheet. You can just take this and highlight these and look at the sum here, if there wasn't a total here. Now in this case, you can see two of them are matched and one of them is not. So I purposely did this. John Keller's booking has not been entered into the system. That's why he can't find a match. Now, if you wanted to double check that, you could go into search and let's search for him. And he does have trips, but let's say we look at this and we don't see anything resembling his actual booking that is being paid on, so we know that hasn't been entered yet. What you can also do is, if for some reason there isn't a match, but that booking is in there, you can click on this edit button and you could change the booking ID. So if I just temporarily change this back to a 4, because that is Ashley's booking, and click save changes, now you can see it is matched, but it would be matching to the same one. You don't want to pay two different commissions to the same booking if that's not the case. So let's change that back to the 5, and now it is unmatched again. And then what you can also do is, as you can see here, you can manually change the date or the paid date, the date it was received, or the date it will be paid to the agent in here one at a time, or you can do it all at once. So let's say the date on the email was the 20th, but they didn't actually send it to me until the 25th. I can just change this to the 25th and click apply, and now you can see it has changed that. I guess this one, because it's not matched, doesn't change, but I'll change that manually in here. Okay, so now we've got the 25th on all of those. Now we need to change enter, I guess, the commission pay date. So what date will these be paid to the agent? So let's say that today's the 28th. Let's just say that next Friday is payday. So we'll put in October 6th and click apply, and it'll put that in there for those two. Again, this one, it's not going to put that in there because it hasn't been paid. And so once I verify that everything is good here, I'm going to just go ahead and click submit. And actually, before I do that, let's go into one of these. So you can see this is Christopher Smith's, and as you can see here, the agent has entered the expected commission, but there's nothing in the actual. So I'm going to go back to the trip for right now, because you have to do that for it to refresh. And I'm going to mark these as paid. Everything looks good, so we'll click submit. And you can see it's uploaded 1 to the unclaimed commission section, and then 2 that were matched. So now if I go back into this trip here and click into it, you can see that it was received on the 25th and it will be paid out on the 6th. So I just marked 2 as paid. And that's not a very impressive example because there's only 3 in there, but typically if it's a group, you're probably going to have 20, 30, 50, 100 in here. So it would have done all of that with a few clicks. And I wish I had more examples to show you, but again, because these were actual real commission statements from actual agencies, I don't want to share their client names and how much they made on different groups and things like that. So I couldn't edit a PDF to show you a fake example. Now if we also go into utilities and check the unclaimed commission, you can see that one right here for John Keller was entered automatically for me. So rather than having to do a lot of manual work, it does it all for you with a few clicks. So like I said earlier on in the video, if you have other suppliers that you want on this list here, send us some examples. Let us know if it's something specific we need to know about it, like this is only for groups. This is only for this situation, whatever the case may be. We'll need several examples of each supplier to make this work accurately. So if you do book a lot with that supplier you want, feel free to send us 10 or 15 statements if you would like. And like I said, we'll use them to test. Once everything's good, we'll delete them so we won't have them stored or anything. And then from then on, you can use that supplier with the stripper. So give it a try. As always, give us any feedback, any updates you think we should make to this, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.